Okay, let's stop talking about very dark man like this is just normal internet drama. Because what he's going through right now, it's actually pretty serious. Right now, he's dealing with legal issues, police attention, people threatening lawsuits, and constant pressure from different sides. This isn't just he said, she said anymore. This is real life consequences. And the reason behind it? Because of the things he's been saying online. Calling people out, making accusations, speaking on issues that involve money, power, and influence. Now, think about that for a second. When you speak on regular people, nothing really happens. But when you start speaking on people with power, suddenly it's take that down or see you in court, sometimes even reports to police. So now he's stuck in a situation where every post he makes can turn into a legal problem, every video can bring more attention, but also more trouble. And yeah, let's be honest, some of this he brought on himself. The way he says things, how fast he moves, and the lack of filter. That can make situations worse, but at the same time, you can't ignore the pattern. Because why does it always escalate this far? Why does it always turn into police, legal issues, pressure? That's when the bigger conversation starts. Because in places like Nigeria, there are concerns about corruption, abuse of power, and people not getting treated fairly in the system. So when people like VDM start speaking loudly about stuff like that, it never stays online. It becomes real life consequences, and whether you like it or not, that should make you think. Because yes, he's messy, he's controversial, but at the end of the day, he's going through what anyone who speaks loudly about politics in the wrong space goes through. So, controversial or not, VDM is going through a real problem. And it starts to become a question whether he's getting the consequences he deserves, or is this just what happens when people challenge power? And that's something we don't talk about enough, especially not in Nigeria. And let's take it even further, because look at what he's facing. Police attention, legal action, and people threatening to take him to court. So now it stops being online drama and starts to look a little like real life. Because, yeah, most of it comes from how he moves. I mean, he talks fast, he talks boldly, and sometimes without holding back. But still, why does it always escalate this far? Because when power feels threatened, it doesn't stay quiet. And now it stops being a problem about what he said and about who he represents. Someone speaking up in a place where silence is safer. And what does this say about the system? And in a place where speaking up could have you incarcerated, that matters. So I'm gonna ask again. Is this just consequences for your actions, or is this something bigger? A warning, perhaps. What happens when power gets challenged? So, is this really just consequences or pressure? Because those two things are not always the same. And until that gets addressed, this cycle is just gonna keep repeating. But at the end of the day, that's just my opinion. So, you don't have to agree with me.